story time with George. George goes swimming. Mum, George asked, can I come swim at the tidal pool with you? I'm not sure, George. You normally get into trouble when you're unsupervised. I promise I'll be good, said George. Okay, Mum agreed. But you need to promise me you'll be good, and you need to be ready at 4:45 a.m. tomorrow morning. No probs, said George, and he trotted off to go and pack his swim bag. George went to sleep that night, so excited. His doggles were packed and ready. Next morning, Mum and George set off to the tidal pool. They arrived and made their way down to the beach. In the distance, George could hear some high-pitched barking. His ears pricked up, and before he knew it, 4 border collies were barreling down the beach to meet him. First to arrive was Blue, who said quick hello. She was a little nervous, so she darted off again like a rocket. Next to arrive was a pretty border collie, and she said, who are you? Where are you from? Are you swimming? Are you going to swim today? I don't know you. What's your name? Before George could even reply, she was off and was barking instructions at the swimmers. Ignore her, mates, a handsome border collie strolled over. That's my sister Molly. She talks way too much and never waits to hear the answer. I'm Striker. Follow me, I'll show you around. You see that last dog over there? That's Sarah. She's my older sister. And that's my dad, Trev. They'll come along later, but I'll show you around in the meantime. So Striker and George ambled off to the steps of the tidal pool. Just as they were about to get in, George said, Striker, before we go anywhere, I just want to check that there are no crocodiles in this pool, asked George a little nervously. Nah, says Striker, but you see those 2 swimmers over there? That's Mike and Josie. They are known as the Nguenyas because they swim with crocodiles, and they might be a little long in the tooth. He winked. George felt very reassured, so he put on his goggles, and Striker and him plunged into the cool water and set off at a strong doggy paddle pace. First, they met Martin, the needlefish, the self-appointed mayor of Thompson's Bay Pool. Martin looked very busy and important. What are you doing, Martin? Striker asked. I'm making a poster, said Martin, and you're the dogs to help me. George read the poster, because George can read, and says, we hope you humans have enjoyed sharing our home in the sea today. Before you go, bin your rubbish or take it with you, and please only leave your footprints behind. Martin explained to George and Striker that it's about reminding the humans that the sea is their home and they're the caretakers of it. The greatest threat to my home, said Martin, is that the humans believe someone else will save it. We need them to take action and act responsibly. It's really about small changes that everyone can do. What do you mean? Asked George. Simple. We need humans to clean up after themselves. Don't leave their rubbish around and stop using single plastic. We need humans to help us protect the sea. George thought Martin was very clever, and he promised to talk to Mom about what the Pawfect pack could do to help. Suddenly, a booming voice interrupted, and a very proud fish swam before them. Ah, Striker, my friend, who have you got here? This is my friend George, said Striker. I'm Vlad the pufferfish, and he puffed out his chest. I swim in -16 degrees water, but I'm strong like Mother Russia, and he puffed out his chest. Hi, Vlad, said George. I like swimming in cold water too, because I get really hot. Good, said Vlad. You come back and swim in winter, but in the meantime, always stay positive. Off Vlad swam across the pool with flourish. Striker and George continued their their journey around the pool, they saw the two pink ladies, and Stracker explained that that was where the swimmers turned to swim back along the wall. They swam and saw Samson the kingfisher, and then as they were nearing the steps again, Stracker told George to look down, and there was Angus. He was the lazy parrotfish. Stracker explained that he likes to eat a little bit too much seaweed. George and Stracker got out, shook themselves, and went to lie in the sun to wait for their humans. George thought that swimming was quite nice, and he would come back and visit his friends very soon.